On in.
Well,
Right.
my name is Justin. I have a meeting with Brad Myers.
Yep, I'm Brad.
Nice
See
to
you,
meet you.
you.
Mind if I shut the door and take a seat?
Absolutely.
It doesn't shut very well.
Yeah, you think it's shut off
I'll
the
believe it.
fix right now?
So, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing so far?
Doing great.
Doing great. Enjoying the nice weather.
Yeah.
Before the storm.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I love the winter. Yeah.
I'm ready for a little bit of spring and makes our job just a little bit easier.
Really, yeah. I'm not from the United States. I'm from an island called Guam.
Yeah.
It's my first winter here, so you don't see a lot of snow at all.
Oh, you've had your fair share of it this winter then.
Oh, yeah, it's windy here too.
Yeah.
A lot of wind.
It's brutal.
Makes it a little tough.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll get worse in the spring.
you
It
really,
really gets blowing.
Next couple months, it's gonna be a breezy one.
yeah, does it stay like in the winter through the summer too, or?
It seems like it's windy, but
Yeah, I was gonna say last summer it was windy all year, and
yeah.
the year before that it wasn't bad, so
Really? Okay.
it's not as bad as Wyoming, so I'll put it that way.
Oh,
I've lived there and it's way worse.
yeah, okay. Well, I just wanted to come here and present a solution to you guys.
Sure.
I've been in contact with you through email.
Yep, absolutely.
It's going good so far, but there's some things we're missing, so I just want to recap. But we're still dealing with the Radisson Hotel parking lot, correct?
Yep.
And I hope you don't mind if I pull out a picture, but I drove by there earlier today just to see what it would look like.
Mhm.
And it's pretty gnarly, like,
It's a pretty tough area.
yeah, like there's a bunch of holes everywhere, like I don't even know how deep they are.
Yeah, we definitely have some stormwater issues we got to address over there. I mean, between that and the retention pond, we got to be able to find a way to discharge all that water off our parking lot, especially once we add in the new side. So yeah, we definitely got some challenges ahead of us, and
Yeah.
a little bit of a kind of a condensed schedule. I know they want us done this fall here, so
Oh, this fall,
yeah, so it's a little bit of a condensed schedule, but they want to be ready for conference season this fall, so.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and also, are there any like new issues with the area?
The main is, just kind of replacing that retention pond we got over there. That's that's kind of where everything drains to right now. Right now, I think there's a little bit of overflow in the canal, but for the most part, it goes into that retention pond. And we, by expanding our parking lot, that's really about our only way to go.
Okay,
So we have to figure out how we're going to address our stormwater issues and how we store it and how we get rid of it, and obviously maintain a parking lot for a number of years. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, I brought some brochures here, talking about my company and a little bit about the solution I have.
Okay.
Yeah, inside you'll find my contact information with the business card.
Great.
Yeah,
thank you.
so the main solution I have for you guys today is the Storm Tech chamber system. That's the solution for the parking lot. So basically, when it rains, it's going to get chambered through the capture system.
Mhm.
Then it's going to fall into these Storm Tech chambers, and it's going to distribute the water so it doesn't overflow with everything. Then the water is going to get stored, and it's going to seep through the ground to regulate and get back to the environment. So it's super cool product we have.
So what kind of capacity does this system have? I mean, is it we get some pretty good sized rains here, in the spring and summer. We might get a 3, 4, 5 inch rain from time to time, and
Yeah,
we want to make sure we can successfully discharge all that water. And if we have to store some, great. Or does it soak away? I guess. How does this particular system? How's it work?
yeah. So it's like I said, the water is going to go into these chamber systems. There's like a plastic, not a plastic, but like a woven tarp underneath everything. And that technology allows the water to seep through it.
Okay, so most of it soaks away.
Yeah, it soaks away. Yeah. Then on the back side, There's a little picture here. This is from a project in Alabama this last year. You can kind of see how it looks and how things are transported to the location. And this is at a football stadium too. So it's not only for parking lots, it can be used anywhere else.
So, obviously, yeah, where you guys on the football stadium, I mean, this. You know, we obviously will have some structural concerns probably with, you know, with the amount of concrete and work that we still have to do over top of it once that system's placed. There any issues? I mean, is it able to withstand, you know, semis and haul trucks and dozers and all that good stuff while we're
Like driving over top of the
Yeah.
system. To be honest with you, I don't really know the capacity of like how strong it is. I would have to get back to you with that answer.
Because yeah, that's one thing we'll need to, you know, to make the parking lot, you know, efficient, cost effective. We want to make sure that the construction of it still is an efficient process. We want to make sure we're not sacrificing some of the structural integrity.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
I will point out, you talk about efficiency. We have a Anetone, sorry, I can't pronounce the word Anetone. Yeah, it's to make the installation process easier. So like the crane system can hook onto the chamber and it can be, you know, placed and locked in place and just overall better process, easier for you to get things done.
So with it soaking away, I mean, we do get some high water tables around here. I mean, is there, you know, say we get a few weeks of some really wet weather, like we did a few years ago, and you know, if we're constantly kind of soaking away, is there, you know, so you might get some overflow and some I mean, is there a method to discharge some of that or not? Or, you know, if we keep getting rains and it kind of, there's really nowhere for it to soak, does it just fill the system up? And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So our big thing with the storm tank, it's very adaptable. It's very very flexible, yeah, and customizable. But I can't really say that we can take the water and try to discharge it somewhere else, maybe the retention pond or a creek nearby, just in case it overflows. So it doesn't come off top, but goes somewhere else. But I would have to talk to my engineer about that.
okay, yeah. Speaking of engineer, I mean, you know, we're trying to work through the design here pretty quickly. Obviously, being ready for fall. There's pretty good engineering support from your team.
Yeah, absolutely.
To work with our civil engineer on identifying, you know, how we can get this system set up.
Yeah, so we're not a distributor, we're a manufacturer. So we're not just gonna work with you, we're gonna work with your distributor too, just so we're not cutting him out. Just to make sure everything's all right. But our engineer, he's gonna work hard to explain the product and give you the pros and cons and basically the comparison between us and the competition when it comes to drainage systems.
So I have a couple questions, and maybe it's because I'm completely misunderstanding your brochure here. But so are we flowing water, okay, out of the parking lot into this tube, and then it filters from the inside out through, because this is the filtering, is that correct?
It's the chamber to store the water.
Okay,
So the water is gonna go through the chamber, and
uh-huh,
there's a pipe that connects to all these other pods.
okay,
So that deals with the flow of it coming back out.
so where's the filtering gonna occur?
Well, the filtering can occur right here. It's the treatment.
So it's in this area here, is that
Yes.
where you're seeing the filters are at?
Yes,
Okay, so once it clears this area, then it's considered clean water, I guess, for lack of a better word or whatever. And then, so what's the purpose of the chambers then?
just to distribute the water to prevent backflow,
Okay,
because the water will go through this chamber. And there's a pipe that connects this chamber to all these other chambers.
uh-huh.
And the water will just fill all these chambers up and it will seep into the ground when it's all stored.
Okay, yeah, and I'm just trying to, like I said, maybe the diagrams got me confused. So
Yeah,
how are we gonna transfer water over these other chambers?
there's just so like on the picture's a little complicated, but on the back side, there's just a pipe that connects this chamber to everything else.
Okay, so we're gonna flow through the center one, and then we're gonna use
A
water
different
pressure,
pipe.
whatever, to
Yeah,
push the water back through the other chambers, is that what we're saying?
yep.
Okay,
So how do we address, with this being a parking lot, how do we address any fuel or oil leaks, and someone gets an old car sitting in there, they might have a leaky oil pan and inevitably once it rains, it's going into our storm drainage, I guess we don't want the EPA calling us up.
Yeah, so
All of a sudden we get some dead fish in the canal. So, I mean, is this system, how does it address, I guess, those contaminants?
yeah, so it's part of the treatment at the very bottom here. You can install a filter here, but there's a non-woven like tarp underneath everything. And that helps with the treatment of the oil and water going back into the environment.
So once these are installed and then the backfill is in here, then we're putting some sort of tarp
Yeah,
all over.
Yeah.
Okay.
well, the tarp will go down first before anything else goes in.
Okay. And then we're backfilling over the top of that.
Yeah, then we're gonna install, the picture's a little misleading,
Mhm.
but there's gonna be these rocks that are on top of it just to support everything.
So do you have an idea what the minimum size for this catch area is to be required, or is it based on
How deep,
surface drainage?
how deep does this system go?
That's a great question. Personally, I don't really know the answer to that. I would have to get back to you with the engineer.
That, when we start looking at schedule wise, I mean, is it something that's gonna, we have to dig a 30-foot deep hole, or we gonna have to dig 6 feet, 4 feet? Because that's really starting to look at our timeframes of what we need and what we think we have left.
Yeah.
After this product or this system would go in. So, we also want to make sure we're not doing any additional work that isn't really necessary either. So we want to make sure we're efficient in what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I would need my engineer.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but talk about, finishing on time. Another thing about the storm tech is we have a 3-week lead time to get that product to your distributor.
Okay.
Just to help you guys out on your time frame.
Okay, so 3 weeks to the distributor, but then if I understand correctly, here again, we have to find a subcontractor to actually do the installation. Is that correct?
Yes,
So when we deal with you, we're just buying
The product.
the product.
yes.
Or do we buy that direct from the distributor?
We're gonna give this to, we're working with our distributor to get our product to them, so I can
Okay.
give it to you guys. I'm just working, just to pitch the idea to you.
Okay.
There's no chance we can buy it direct.
No, I mean, I'm gonna work with my distributor to get that to you if you want it, but there's not a chance you can buy it directly to me. Just because I don't want to cut them out.
Sure, and I understand that, but help me understand what the value of the distributor is to us.
Well, my office is located in Omaha, so I won't be able to like send these products to you like directly.
Sure.
That's, yeah.
I mean, do they provide service, or they have like spare parts on there? Say we're installing and
Yeah.
excavator runs over 4 sections of it and crap, we gotta have it covered tomorrow.
Yeah,
Is that something that, they pick up some few extra parts or they keep them on hand? I mean, I guess, yeah, how does that work with them?
yeah, that's a great question. We have a training service for our customers, and so like our distributor will come up and we'll have a day where we teach them about the product and the installation the proper way. Because I'm not a picture of it, but if you put like a heavy vehicle on top, it's gonna crush these.
Mhm.
That's why you need like a loader to like evenly spread it out. But yeah, that's,
So that takes me back to my structural question. I mean, are we gonna be able to run concrete trucks and low boys and dozers and stuff across there once we get some soil on it, or are we limited on what we can actually do for traffic across that?
yeah,
Because I mean that when we look at that constructability side, that's the first thing I'm gonna have trouble getting someone to probably bid it if I can't run stuff across it.
absolutely, yeah. I would have to get back to you on that question.
And just making sure that, I mean, I guess I don't know, maybe you mentioned it, but what's the What's the lifespan of this?
It's a 75-year minimum lifespan.
Okay.
There's a diagram in the very back. It talks about the comparison between us and the competition. I mentioned we have a patent on the chambers to make the installation easier. Yeah.
Is there anybody around here that knows how to install this, or do I have to find someone from out of state?
So far, we've only worked with one distributor here in town, Win Nelson.
Okay,
But if you guys don't have the strongest relationship with them, because things happen, we can always find someone else.
I mean, as far as on the install side, Win Nelson probably won't install it.
Yeah. Sorry.
It kind of forces us out to get several quotes, because first we get a quote from you guys for the product, then we have to go out and get a quote from somebody else and install it.
I just want to make sure, you know, that we can. I mean, have someone halfway locally, or rather than bringing someone from Timbuktu in to do an install and cost our owner a lot more money. I think, I mean, I'm assuming it's a fairly simple install for the most part.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you guys offer some training
Yes.
for the installers.
See, the other problem is we don't have anybody to compare that install price to, because the only guy, you said there's one guy in the area that's done it. So
Yeah, then
we don't really have anybody to bounce prices off of either.
You guys have any other questions?
So I'm still curious. I saw a thing about the patent on the back.
Yes.
What is patented on this?
Oh, it's just like, there's like these hooks on the chamber system that allows the cranes to pick them up so they can lock in place easier.
just helps with the quicker
Yeah, it's just-
install.
yeah, for efficiency.
Gotcha.
And then these filters, how do we know when they need to be serviced? Or I assume they're serviceable. The filtration that occurs here.
Absolutely. When there's like a buildup of any sort, that's an indicator that it needs to be serviced.
Who would handle that service or maintenance?
That would be up to the contractors and the person in charge of the project.
But I guess down the road, like for the owner, I mean, is that something that they need to take care of, or is there service companies that are familiar with the product?
Yeah, there's service companies that are familiar with our product, but it's up to the,
Okay.
So is there a maintenance schedule? Because I'm assuming the reason the filter's in there to appease EPA, so that we're not flushing a bunch of crap into that retainer pond back there. Is there some sort of schedules or maintenance schedules that you just can follow out there, or is it a case that we wait till the drain starts back up? We say the filters plug.
yeah. Are you speaking like a proactive solution?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it like once, like twice a year,
Yeah,
10 times a
we
year?
recommend every like 6 months, so twice a year, just to check that out. But if there's like high waters and like the areas has like oil issues, we recommend just checking it.
Any idea what the filtration service costs? I mean, are we buying 10 filters for $1,000, or are we doing?
Yeah, I don't actually have a price number for that. I'll have to get back to you.
Okay, but that is something we would purchase from you guys, or is that the filter that we can get from?
With Nelson or?
Yeah,
Yeah, so we offer a filter, but you can interchange it with other filters.
Okay.
I think,
Any other questions?
yeah, I think you've answered my questions, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, answered the questions I had for you today.
I'm good, yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you guys. You guys gave me a lot of questions, and I just wanted to follow up. Is there any way I could get another meeting to bring my engineer down here? Just to clarify, because you guys had a ton of questions, and I want to make sure everything's.
No, I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we do sometime next week on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Maybe we could do a lunch with everyone,
That'd be great.
get more familiar,
A little lunch and learn.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we gave you some ideas there, you know, a couple of things, like I said, you know, kind of interested in the cost of this maintenance of these filters, so that, you know, we can relay it to the owners, because they're going to eventually end up, they're going to be their responsibility, and the ease of maintenance. You know, I don't know what it takes to get that grill off of that thing.
Yeah.
You know, if he's going to have to get in a backhoe with a chain and a hook to get it out, I don't know what. we'd like better understanding of that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, be great.
Yeah, thank you guys for your time. And one last question, how is Cappy up front? I talked to her for a little bit. She doing all right?
She's doing great.
Yeah, she was super sweet. She was kind of hard to get past, but I liked her. She was
Yeah,
nice.
she can be a little tough sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So.
There's
Well-
20 minutes.
Well, thank you so much. I'm gonna leave these pamphlets with you.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Some